The plasma bolt screamed through the void, its deadly light reflecting off the pristine white hull of the hospital ship Mercy's Edge *. Captain Elena Vasquez watched in horror as the energy blast struck their starboard medical bay, sending a shower of sparks across them. Bridge displays. Medical emergency in Section 7. Dr. Marcus Chen's voice crackled over the comm, barely audible above the screaming of wounded civilians. We've got 17 casualties, including children. Elena's knuckles turned white as she gripped the command chair. The attacking Zephyrian cruiser hung in space like a metallic predator, its weapon ports glowing with malevolent energy. The red cross painted on Mercy's Edge meant nothing to them. The universal symbol of medical neutrality was just another target. This is Captain Vasquez of the Earth Coalition hospital ship. Mercy's Edge *. She broadcast on all frequencies. We are a medical vessel carrying wounded civilians from the Kepler colony evacuation. We demand safe passage under the Galactic Medical Convention. The response came in the form of another plasma bolt, this one barely missing their main reactor. Captain, called Lieutenant Commander Sarah Kim from the tactical station, her Korean accent thick with barely controlled rage. They're charging for another strike. Our shields are down to 60%. Elena's mind raced. The Mercy's Edge was designed to save lives, not take them. They had no weapons, just medical equipment and 300 wounded souls from the Kepler colony disaster. But the Zephyrians didn't care about conventions or mercy. They saw only Earth humans, the Deathworlders who had dared to expand into their territory. Dr. Chen, how long until you can move the critical patients? 20 minutes minimum. Captain, we've got people in the middle of surgery. If we move them now, they die. Elena finished. She knew the math. 20 minutes was 19 minutes too long. The Zephyrian cruiser moved closer, its sleek form bristling with weapons. Elena had seen what these ships could do to military vessels. What they were about to do to a hospital ship would be remembered as one of the war's greatest atrocities. Captain, Sarah's voice was quiet now, deadly calm. Permission to activate the emergency protocols? Elena hesitated. The emergency protocols were theoretical, untested. They had been installed after the Titan Station massacre, when the Coalition realized that not everyone in the galaxy respected the sanctity of medical ships. But activating them meant crossing a line that could never be uncrossed. Another plasma bolt rocked the ship. This time, the lights flickered. Activated, Elena said. Emergency Protocol 7 is now in effect. Sarah's hands moved across her console with practiced precision, deep in the ship's hull. Dormant systems began to wake up. The Mercy's Edge had been built on Earth, in the orbital shipyards above humanity's death world. And humans, Elena thought, grimly, had learned some very specific lessons about protecting what they loved. The transformation was subtle at first. The ship's hull began to shimmer, like heat waves rising from summer pavement. The medical bay's emergency blast doors sealed with a sound like thunder. And in the depths of the ship, something that had been sleeping for 2 years began to stir. What are you doing? The Zephyrian communication finally came through. Their translator struggling with the alien syntax. Surrender now, Deathworlders. You have no weapons. Elena smiled, but it was not a kind expression. You're right. We don't have weapons. We have something much worse. The Zephyrian captain's confusion was palpable even through the translation matrix. What could be worse than weapons? Humans who were very, very angry. Chapter 2. The Awakening. Crew of the Zephyrian cruiser Talon Strike watched their displays with growing unease. The human hospital ship had stopped broadcasting distress calls. Instead, it hung in space like a predator sizing up its prey. Commander Velter, the weapons officer, chittered, his insectoid voice tight with confusion. The human ship is not responding to our demands. Their energy signature is changing. Commander Velter's eyes focused on the tactical display. The hospital ship's power output had increased by 300% in the last 60 seconds. That was impossible. Medical ships didn't have that kind of reactor capacity. Are they preparing to ram us? He asked. Negative, sir. They're holding position. But the weapons officer's voice cut off as new context appeared on the display. Sir, we're detecting multiple launches from the human ship, small craft moving fast. On the view screen, dozens of objects streaked away from the asterisk Mercy's Edge asterisk. Their trajectories seemingly random. Vilter's mandibles clicked with amusement. Escape pods? They're abandoning ship, sir. Those aren't pods. I don't know what they are. The objects spread out in a perfect sphere around both ships. Each one no larger than a fighter craft. They didn't appear to be armed. But they move with an intelligence. That made Vilter's chitin crawl. Scan them, he ordered. The results made no sense. Each object registered as a dense collection of metals and ceramics, with no energy signatures that matched any known technology. They just waited. Commander, the communications officer's voice was strained. We're receiving a transmission from the human ship. It's not coming through normal channels. Explain, sir. They're broadcasting directly into our translation matrix. The signal is embedded in our own communication system. The bridge fell silent. That was impossible. No species had ever developed the technology to hack a translation matrix in real time. The mathematical complexity alone would require. This is Captain Elena Vasquez of the Earth Coalition Hospital Ship * Mercy's Edge *. The voice seemed to come from everywhere at once, as if the ship itself was speaking. You have attacked a medical vessel in violation of the Galactic Medical Convention. You have threatened the lives of 300 civilians, including 47 children. You have 10 seconds to power down your weapons and withdraw. Vilter's laugh was a series of sharp clicks. Or what? Human, you'll activate your medical scanners at us? No, Commander. We'll show you why humans call their homeworld a Deathworld. The objects surrounding both ships began to move, not toward the Zephyrian cruiser, but away from it, spreading out into a vast network. As they moved, they began to change, unfolding like metallic flowers. Each one revealed arrays of sensors, transmitters, and other equipment that Vilter's tactical officer couldn't identify. Sir, the sensor operator's voice was barely a whisper. They're not weapons. They're medical equipment. What bioscanners, neural mappers, cellular analyzers? But they're modified, sir. They're scanning us. Vilter felt his blood chill. Scanning for what? The answer came from the human captain, her voice now carrying an edge that made every Zephyrian on the bridge want to flee. Commander, in the last 30 seconds, our medical scanners have created a complete biological profile of every member of your crew. We know your species, your individual genetic markers, your medical histories, and your current health status. We know that you, personally, have a weakness in your exoskeleton from a childhood injury. We know that your weapons officer has a rare blood condition that requires medication every 6 hours. We know that your navigator is pregnant with her first clutch. The silence on the bridge was absolute. You see, Commander, humans learned long ago that the most dangerous weapon isn't one that can destroy your body. It's one that can destroy your mind. And we've just turned 300 years of medical knowledge into the most sophisticated psychological warfare system in the galaxy. The displays around the bridge began to flicker. Text appeared in perfect Zephyrian script, displaying personal information about each crew member that no outsider should know. Medical records, family histories, private fears, and secret shames scrolled past in an endless stream. Stop this, Vilter screamed. We tried asking nicely, Captain Vasquez replied. You chose to attack a hospital ship. Now you get to learn what happens when you threaten the people humans have sworn to protect. Chapter 3. The price of Mercy's psychological assault lasted exactly 63 seconds. When it ended, the Zephyrian bridge crew sat in stunned silence, their minds reeling from the violation of their most private thoughts and fears. How? Commander Vilter whispered. Medical scanners don't just read bodies, Commander. They read minds. Every emotion, every fear, every secret you've ever tried to hide, it's all written in your neural patterns. We just have to know how to read it. Dr. Marcus Chen's voice joined the conversation. And somehow that made it worse. The calm professional tone of a physician delivering a terminal diagnosis. Commander, your crew is experiencing acute psychological trauma. Heart rate's elevated, stress hormones flooding your systems. At this rate, you'll start having panic attacks in approximately 4 minutes. You're torturing us, Velter accused. No, Captain Vasquez replied, her voice as cold as the void between stars. We're showing you mercy. If this were a military vessel, we would have used the neural disruptors. Your crew would be catatonic by now. But this is a hospital ship, Commander. We heal, even our enemies. The irony wasn't lost on anyone present. Dr. Chen, the captain continued, please administer the sedative countermeasures to the Zephyrian crew. We don't want them to have permanent psychological damage. Already done. Captain, I'm reading normalized stress levels across their ship. Velter felt his panic begin to subside, replaced by a calm that was obviously artificial but nonetheless welcome. You drugged us? Aerosolized anxiolytics, delivered through your ventilation system. Dr. Chen explained. Don't worry, there are no side effects. Well, except for the part where you'll never be able to forget what just happened. This is impossible. The Zephyrian weapons officer chittered. No medical technology is this advanced. You're right. Captain Vasquez agreed. This isn't medical technology. This is human medical technology. There's a difference. She paused, letting that sink in. You see, humans come from a world where everything is trying to kill us. Our own atmosphere is poisonous to most species. Our gravity would crush you. Our diseases would dissolve your organs. We didn't develop medicine to be gentle, Commander. We developed it to be effective. Lieutenant Commander Kim's voice joined the conversation. Her earlier rage replaced by something far more frightening: professional competence. The neural mapping system was originally designed to help stroke victims, but when you map a brain in real time, you realize that you can do more than just read thoughts. You can influence them. You can cause specific emotions, trigger specific memories, even induce specific behaviors. That's Velter searched for the word. That's evil. That's survival, Captain Vasquez corrected. We put these systems on hospital ships because we swore an oath to protect our patients, all of our patients, even the ones who tried to kill us. The bridge crew of the Asterisk Mercy's Edge Asterisk watched as the Zephyrian cruiser began to slowly back away. They had made their point, but at what cost? Captain, Dr. Chen's voice was troubled. I'm reading elevated stress levels from our own medical staff. The crew is disturbed by what we just did. Elena closed her eyes. She had known this moment would come eventually, the moment when they would have to choose between their oath to heal and their duty to protect. Doctor, are our patients safe? Yes, Captain. All critical surgeries are complete. We can evacuate if necessary. Then we've done our job. She opened her eyes and looked at the retreating Zeph. Arian ship, Commander Velter, are you still listening? Yes, came the reluctant reply. We're going to leave now. We're going to take our patients to safety, and we're going to forget this ever happened. But I want you to remember something. We didn't destroy your ship. We didn't kill your crew. We could have, but we didn't. Do you know why? Because you're a hospital ship? No, Commander. Because we're human. And humans don't just protect the people we love. We protect the people we've sworn to protect. Even from themselves, the Asterisk Mercy's Edge Asterisk began to move away, its engines leaving a trail of blue fire. Against the stars, the Zephyrian cruiser made no move to follow. Captain, Sarah Kim said quietly, incoming transmission from Zephyrian Command. They're requesting medical assistance. Apparently, word has spread about what happened here. Elena looked at the tactical display, where a dozen Zephyrian ships were holding position near a damaged space station. Casualties? Hundreds, Captain. They're asking for our help. The bridge fell silent. Everyone knew what this meant. The Zephyrians had attacked them, tried to destroy a hospital ship, and now they were asking for help from the very people they had tried to kill. Dr. Chen. Elena said finally, prepare the medical bays. We have work to do. Captain, Sarah's voice was uncertain. Are we really going to help them? Elena smiled, and this time it was genuine. Lieutenant Commander, we're not just going to help them. We're going to save every single one of them. because that's what humans do, and they're going to remember that for the rest of their lives. As the * Mercy's Edge * changed course toward the Zephyrian station, its crew prepared for the hardest battle of all, the battle to remain human in an inhumane universe. Chapter 4: The Healing Zephyrian Medical Station * Cathal. * hung in space like a broken spider, its twisted metal limbs reaching out into the void. Emergency lights flickered along its hull, and debris from the recent battle drifted around it like metallic snow. Captain Elena Vasquez stood in the main medical bay of the * Mercy's Edge *, watching as her crew prepared for the largest medical operation in the ship's history. 300 human patients from Kepler Colony were stable and recovering. Now they would be sharing space with over 400 Zephyrian casualties. Captain Dr. Chen approached with a tablet in hand, his expression grim. I've reviewed the casualty reports from the Zephyrian station. It's bad. Chemical burns from their own weapon systems, radiation poisoning, massive trauma from hull breaches. They're dying over there. Elena nodded. How long do we have? Hours, maybe less. Their medical technology is designed for their physiology, but they don't have the equipment to handle the scale of disaster. They're essentially performing surgery with tools meant for routine checkups. And our equipment? That's the thing, Captain. Our medical scanners created such detailed biological profiles of their species that we know more about Zephyrian physiology than they do. We could save them all. Elena looked out at the damaged station. But we'd have to use the same systems we just used to terrify them: the neural mappers, the cellular analyzers, the molecular manipulators, every piece of equipment that makes us look like monsters. The moral complexity of the situation wasn't lost on anyone. They had just demonstrated that human medical technology could be weaponized in ways that violated the deepest principles of medical ethics. Now they were being asked to use that same technology to save lives. Dr. Chen, Elena said quietly. What's the Hippocratic Oath? First, do no harm, he replied automatically. And what does that mean when doing nothing causes harm? Dr. Chen was quiet for a long moment. It means we save them, all of them. The docking procedure took 23 minutes. As the * Mercy's Edge * extended its emergency medical pods to interface with the Zephyrian station, Elena could hear the sounds of organized chaos over the comms system. Her crew was preparing for a medical operation unlike anything in human history. Captain. Lieutenant Commander Kim called from the tactical station. We're receiving a transmission from the Zephyrian station commander. Commander Velter is requesting permission to come aboard. Elena raised an eyebrow. The same Commander Velter who tried to destroy us 2 hours ago. The same, Captain. He says he wants to apologize. Send him to Medical Bay 3. And Sarah? Have a security detail standing by, just in case. Commander Velter looked smaller than Elena had expected, standing in the pristine medical bay. Surrounded by equipment that could heal or terrify with equal precision, the Zephyrian commander seemed almost fragile. Captain Vasquez, he began, his mandibles clicking in what Elena recognized as a gesture of respect. I have come to surrender myself to your justice. I'm not interested in justice, Commander. I'm interested in saving lives. That's why I must surrender. My attack on your vessel was a violation of every principle of civilized warfare. I endangered the lives of wounded civilians, including children, under Zephyrian law. I am guilty of the highest crimes. Elena studied the alien commander. His exoskeleton showed stress fractures that hadn't been there during their earlier encounter. His eyes were dilated with exhaustion and something that might have been shame. Commander, are you familiar with the human concept of triage? No. It's a medical term. When you have more patients than you can treat, you have to decide who gets help first. You save the ones you can save, and you let the rest die. It's a terrible choice, but it's the only rational one. Velter's mandibles clicked in confusion. I don't understand. Right now, I have two choices. I can waste time on justice, or I can save lives. Your people are dying. Commander, I can't do both. But I tried to kill you. Yes, you did. And in about 6 hours, when this medical operation is complete, we'll discuss that right now. I need every available officer helping with the evacuation. That includes you." Velter stared at her. "You want me to help?" "Commander, you know your people better than we do. You know their culture, their fears, their needs. We have the technology to save them. But we need someone who can help them understand that we're trying to help. Not hurt," Elena gestured to the medical bay's main display, where real-time biological data from the Zephyrian station scrolled past in an endless stream. "Dr. Chen, show Commander Velter what we're dealing with." The doctor activated the holographic display. A three-dimensional map of the station appeared, with each casualty represented by a colored dot. Red meant critical, yellow meant serious, green meant stable. 437 casualties, Dr. Chen explained. 63 are critical and will die within the hour without immediate intervention. 112 are serious but stable. The rest are walking wounded. "How many can you save?" Velter asked. "All of them," Eleanor replied. "But only if we work together." The Zephyrian commander was quiet for a long moment. "What do you need me to do?" The next 4 hours were a blur of controlled chaos. The medical bays of the Asterisk Mercy's Edge Asterisk filled with Zephyrian casualties, their chittering voices mixing with the calm, professional tones of human medical staff. The ship's advanced scanners worked overtime, creating detailed biological profiles and treatment plans for each patient. Dr. Chen moved between beds like a conductor orchestrating a symphony. Patient in Bay 7 needs immediate neural stabilization. The trauma to his compound eyes is causing sensory overload. Patient in Bay 12 has chemical burns on 60% of her exoskeleton. We need to start regenerative therapy immediately. Captain Vasquez watched from the observation deck as human and Zephyrian medical personnel worked side by side. Commander Velter had proved invaluable, translating not just language but cultural context, when a young Zephyrian soldier panicked at the sight of human medical scanners. Velter was there to explain that the humans were trying to help, not harm. "Captain," Sarah Kim approached with a report. "I've been monitoring Zephyrian military communications. Word of what we're doing here has spread to their entire fleet. They're calling it the miracle of Kothal." Elena shook her head. "It's not a miracle. It's just medicine, maybe. But Captain, look at this." Sarah handed her a tablet showing intercepted communications. "Zephyrian Command is issuing new orders to their fleet. Any ship that encounters a human medical vessel is to offer safe passage and assistance. They're also requesting formal negotiations with the Earth Coalition. One medical operation changed their entire war strategy, Captain. We didn't just save their people. We saved their people after they tried to kill us. That's not something they expected." Elena looked down at the medical bay, where a human nurse was helping a Zephyrian child who couldn't have been more than a few years old. The child's natural fear of humans had been overcome by the simple act of kindness. "Sarah, send a message to Earth Coalition Command. Tell them we may have accidentally ended a war." "Accidentally? Well, we were trying to save lives. The peace is just a side effect." / Epilogue. The New Covenant 6 months after the incident at Kothal. The Asterisk Mercy's Edge Asterisk hung in orbit around the neutral station of Haven's Port. The ship looked different now. Its hull bore the markings of both the Earth Coalition and the Zephyrian Empire, symbols of the new medical cooperation treaty that had emerged from the battle. Captain Elena Vasquez stood in her ready room, reading the latest reports from the front lines. The war wasn't over, but it had changed. Both sides now recognized medical vessels as truly neutral territory, and joint medical operations had become common. "Captain." Dr. Chen entered with a familiar tablet in hand. "We've received another request for medical assistance. This time it's from the Krellian hegemony." Elena looked up from her reports. "The Krellians? They're not even involved in this war, no. But they heard about what happened at Kothal. They want to see if human medical technology can help with a plague outbreak in their outer colonies, and they're offering to share their biotechnology research in exchange. Captain, if we can establish medical cooperation with the Krellians, we might be able to create a new model for interspecies relations." Elena considered this. The Asterisk Mercy's Edge Asterisk had been designed to heal, and in doing so, It had accidentally become a tool of diplomacy, not through weapons or threats, but through the simple act of saving lives. Dr. Chen, prepare the medical bays. We have work to do, Captain. Commander Velter's voice came over the comm system. The Zephyrian officer had requested to remain aboard as a liaison, and Elena had agreed. I have a personal message for you. Go ahead, Commander. My clutch mate's eggs hatched last week. She's named the strongest of the hatchlings, Elena, and Your Honor, I thought you should know. Elena smiled. Thank you, Commander. That's the greatest honor I could imagine. As the Mercy's Edge prepared to depart for Krellian space, Elena looked out at the stars. Somewhere out there, species that had been enemies were learning to work together, not because they had been forced to, but because they had chosen to. The ship's medical scanners were still the most advanced in the galaxy. They could still read minds, influence emotions, and terrify enemies. But more importantly, they could save lives, bridge differences, and create understanding between species that had never imagined cooperation was possible. The Mercy's Edge was still a hospital ship, but now it was something more, a symbol of what was possible. When people chose to heal instead of harm, to protect instead of destroy, to show mercy instead of vengeance. In the end, that was the most human thing of all. Captain's log, stardate 2387.3 for **. This is Captain Elena Vasquez of the Earth Coalition hospital ship Mercy's Edge. We are en route to the Krellian colonies to assist with medical relief efforts. Our crew now includes representatives from 7 different species, all working toward the same goal: saving lives regardless of politics or prejudice. I've been thinking about the events at Kothal and what they mean for the future of interspecies relations. We didn't set out to change the galaxy. We just wanted to do our job: heal the sick and injured, regardless of which side of the war they were on. But maybe that's the point. Maybe the greatest changes come not from grand gestures or dramatic battles, but from simple acts of compassion, from choosing to help instead of harm, to heal instead of hurt, to show mercy when others would show none. We're still Deathworlders. We still come from a planet that would kill most other species. But we've learned that the most powerful weapon isn't one that can destroy, it's one that can create, heal, and bring hope to the hopeless. The galaxy is a dangerous place. There are still wars, still conflicts, still species that see others as enemies to be destroyed. But every life we save, every hand we extend in friendship, every moment we choose compassion over conflict, these are the things that make the darkness a little brighter. This is Captain Vasquez. Signing off. We have work to do.